Join me for the 1997 A Christmas Carol.
To Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
You will be haunted by three spirits.
I think I'd rather not.
I'm Christmas present. Ho, ho, ho.
You may be a bit of undigested beef, a fragment of an underdone potato.
Scrooge is getting worse.
Bah humbug.
This week we are looking at the 1997 animated musical A Christmas Carol with Tim Curry as Ebenezer Scrooge. With the passing of the great Tim Curry at the age of 80, I felt now was a good time to review this film. Tim Curry had one of those careers where even smaller or stranger projects became more interesting just because he was involved. Obviously starting with Rocky Horror Picture Show, Clue, Legend, It, Muppet Treasure Island, Home Alone 2, and a mountain of voice work, he brought this theatrical charge to everything he did. And the Scrooge role makes perfect sense for him. Sharp, cruel, funny, dynamic, musical, and eventually vulnerable. This movie is pretty ordinary, but Curry adds something special to it. He'll be missed, but his impact will continue on. On to the film itself. This 1997 animated version of A Christmas Carol, produced by DIC, is ordinary. While it has 8 original songs, and the cast is bigger than it should be, there's not a lot of meat on this bone. As for the cast, along with Tim Curry, we have Whoopi Goldberg as the Ghost of Christmas Present, Ed Asner as Marley, Michael York as Bob Cratchit, Jodie Benson as Belle, Kath Soucie as Christmas Past, and Frank Walker as Scrooge's dog. And with that cast, you shouldn't be surprised we start with surprise singing. In fact, the film warns us it's coming.
We all sing a carol, a Christmas carol.
And then the film starts to hit the usual Dickens beats.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle Ebenezer.
Bah, humbug.
But many would rather die.
Then they should do it and decrease the surplus population.
As far as the dog goes, I will say it's a little overused, but because this is an animated version in the 90s, Scrooge has to have a marketable sidekick. But compared to other versions, this dog is fairly harmless. He's mostly used for cartoony reactions. After that, we get one of the movie's small inclusions, the tavern scene. This is a bit where Scrooge eats his miserable meal while other people are celebrating. A lot of versions skip it, but this one goes out of its way to include some of these lesser scenes. But of course, they have to include surprise singing.
There's a change of ways. Now's the time to start.
And then we just continue on with the basic scenes. We do get another lesser used moment when Marley's face appears in the fireplace tiles. It is minor, but I do like when it gets included. Continuing on, we get...
You're probably just beef or a blob of mustard. There's more of gravy than of grave about you.
Mankind is our business. Expect the first when the bell tolls 1.
And then, as promised at 1, Ghost of Christmas Past arrives. Past is voiced by Kathy Soucie, who also voiced Phil and Lil from Rugrats. So if the ghost sounds like a vaguely giggling toddler, there's a reason for it. This version's Past is redesigned as a childlike street urchin, which is a softer choice, but not a terrible one. The movie keeps Scrooge's lonely schoolboy scene, but uses the rarely used visual of Scrooge's imagination almost coming to life for him. Again, another great small detail from the novel. And of course we get more singing.
Everyone's gone but the cat.
From there, we keep moving through traditional Past scenes.
Why, it's old Fezziwig, my boss.
When we get to Belle rejecting Scrooge, of course it's done through song, especially since Belle is played by the voice of the animated Little Mermaid.
Can we cross this bridge together?
And with that, the scenes with the Ghost of Christmas Past are over. It ends pretty abruptly, but the core pieces are there. Then, Christmas Present arrives. This present is a lot less imposing than the traditional giant spirit. She is playful, a little bit odd, but still does what needs to be done. And at this point, the movie bails on the dog, literally, which is probably for the best.
But my dog gets lonely.
Oh, he seems contented enough to me.
Present first takes Scrooge through some more usual moments.
And I give you Mr. Scrooge.
Founder of the feast indeed.
But this time Bob uses singing to change Mrs. Cratchit's mind.
Please, dear, it's Christmas time at last.
We continue on with the traditional lines.
I see an empty seat in the chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner. Well, if he's going to die, he should do it and decrease the surplus population.
God bless us, everyone.
And after that, Present takes Scrooge to Fred's dinner. And of course there's more singing.
Oh, he never quite saw such a sight as Santa's sooty suit.
But after that, Present also ends pretty quickly. It is somewhat surprising that it doesn't include want and ignorance, just because this version has included so many of the smaller Dickens details that I just expected them to include that one. Then Future arrives with a very 90s stylized entrance. But after his entrance, the movie goes on through the normal beats.
Silver they are. Think you'll miss 'em?
My little boy.
Are these the shadows of the things that will be, or only the things that might be?
No!
And like normal, Scrooge breaks, he promises to change, and keeps the lessons of Christmas in his heart. Then Christmas morning comes, and naturally it comes with singing.
My present, my past, and my future taught me I'd so much to learn.
From there, the ending mostly follows Dickens' works. It does make another small change. Fred and his wife show up at the Cratchit's house. Instead of Scrooge visiting them separately, it pulls it all together. It's effective and lets the movie wrap everything up in one Christmas bow. Scrooge still does the fake out with Bob, pretending to be angry before announcing the raise. And then Scrooge turns the Cratchit's home into a Christmas party. Fred forgives him. Tim repeats his normal,
God bless us,
everyone.
everyone.
And we get the classic narrarized ending.
And Scrooge was as good as his word, and he kept Christmas in his heart forever.
And with that, that's the 1997 animated Christmas Carol. It's not the definitive version. The animation's generic, the songs are forgettable. The whole thing feels softened for children in a way that removes some of the grit and fear from the original. But it is also more faithful than it looks at first. It keeps a lot of the basic structure, includes a few smaller Dickens details that many skip, and Scrooge follows his normal emotional journey. Of course, then there's Tim Curry. This film may be ordinary, but he was not. He gives Scrooge a sharp theatrical bite at the beginning, and he actually sells the softening by the end. In a stronger movie, this could be a really memorable version, but here, it's the best part of an average Christmas Carol.
Ah, humbug.
And with that, until next time.
Now just go, but be here all the earlier the next day.
My love for you shall live forever. You, however, did not.